78.6 FM, Yomatan, positive vibes with Winston. We are back. My teammates here saw me running up the elevator, running upstairs, had to come get in the chair. I said, it is game time. We are back in the booth. Wonderful team here at FM Yomatan, Positive Vibes Radio Show. The team that makes sure that I get here and get in this chair on time. So I wish you guys could have seen the last 30 seconds of right, moving around. But I'm so glad to be back in the booth. I got my voice back. Wait a minute. Got my voice back. So last 2 weeks, I don't know what bug was going around the island, but a lot of people were losing their voice, coughing, and it was just a lot of nastiness going on. And this week, I was like, let's go. We got our voice back. I had to drink some water to that one because it's really good to be back on the air, talk about all the good news. Let's talk about all the good news going on, right, with the show. What's happening now? Let's say hello to our teammates over in the U.S. who, of course, are sponsor, support, encourage everything that we're doing with the positive vibes. So, as always, we're going to start the show off saying thank you, right? I'm teaching people how to start their day with gratitude. If I'm teaching people how to do that, why wouldn't I start my show doing the same thing? So, thank you. Talent Smart. Woke up this morning to some emails from the team in California running Talent Smart. If you guys don't know, I am in love with the material from Emotional Intelligence Habits, the book from Dr. Travis Bradberry that just dropped August of last year, already a bestseller, doing amazing things. We're able to teach the concepts here in Okinawa. I had to drink the water again. Able to drink brief and teach the concepts here in Okinawa. So the most amazing part about that is this team is amazing, right? So the Air Force, the United States military, my day job, has adopted EQ as part of our report cards, right? So every year you're assessed on if you are an emotionally intelligent, self-aware leader. Why is that important? Because how can I lead you if I can't lead myself, right? How can I tell you how to manage your relationships, communications, and skills and things of this nature if I haven't mastered them myself? I say this in the other classes, you guys heard me speak this. I can't motivate you if I can't motivate myself. So many important facets about emotional intelligence is why I'm really excited to share the concepts me and my teammate, of course, are all over the island, the region, and traveling now. Speaking on EQ, while Talent Smart is also trying to dip into that same group and say, hey, guys, we wrote the book. Let us come out to you and teach you. So combining the efforts, man, I reached out to Talent Smart, told them what we had coming up, a lot of the visits, the venues, and a lot of the opportunities to go out and share the knowledge, right? Not just from a business standpoint, but from a heart standpoint. I want to say thank you to Talent Smart for your encouragement, your interest to support, and trust. I can't say that enough. Thank you for trusting us with the material, with the communication, and making sure that we're getting the message out and arming me up to go out to these communities and say, hey, this is what EQ is, but not based on my 26 years of military experience. Let's talk to the experts, right? Let's see what they really think about EQ. And Dr. Travis Bradberry for your message for the EQ habits, which I'm really excited about teaching. I know it's a fresh book, fresh off the press. The concepts are amazing. And just to be able to teach EQ at work. Now, let me just specify that. It's a huge book, guys. It's not a quick read. It's not like a 30-minute read you're going to get in and get out. But I jumped into the second half, which I say I got kind of emotionally hijacked by the second half because I was so interested in the material and concepts that I started pulling from them. And I was like, yo, this is big. This is what we need. So we got the basics down. Let me jump in here and pull these concepts because this is next level. Talent Smart on the other end is also doing the same. And I can't wait to combine efforts, man. And from the inside to the outside community, just putting our minds together and going out and serving our communities as a whole. Thank you to Talent Smart. Happiness Studies Academy, right? So we touch bases with the Happiness Studies Academy, of course, for some of these seminars and venues and invitations coming up. And HSA, going back and forth, I say, hey, this is the plan. This is what we're trying to do, right? I love Dr. Tal Ben-Shahar, the HSA. Of course, you know, I am a student of happiness and the happiness studies. So I'm really excited to share that information. The base is really going over and through the SPIRE model. I spoke about that and the spiritual well-being on Monday of this week with the American Forces Network, right? So the big network, 44,000 people listening in, right, from all over the region, and then be able to talk to our community here about happiness, right? So we're touching this month is specifically for the S in the SPIRE model. And if you're listening in for the first time, you're not familiar with the SPIRE model of happiness or SPIRE model for happiness, however you want to say it, we'll start with the S. And the S is spiritual well-being. The P is physical well-being. The I is intellectual well-being. The R is relational well-being. And then the E is emotional well-being, right? And of course, these are the items, right, from all of the studies, all the research, all the information put together, how you can indirectly pursue happiness. The things that bring you joy, the things that make you, your whole being, how to feed those things, right? And just knowing that this information is out there and in these books and in these classes, and to be able to share it with a larger audience is really my dream for 2024. 2023 was kind of a buildup. And if you guys are tracking, we did some amazing things in 2023 with the support of the previous two agencies that I mentioned, right? With Talent Smart and Happiness Studies Academy and so on and so forth, which rolls me into thank you to Two Roads Leadership, right? This is the coaching program that we started here on the island. So right now I have a cadre of 29 coaches, right? Going out and trying to coach individuals in our community here and really help individuals become the best version of themselves with powerful questioning, creating a space for them to work things through. And it's really been an honor to be a part of that, let alone to kind of head that here, which again was a vision 2 years ago. What if we could? And now sitting back and watching it as a reality is one of the craziest things. I was doing some reflecting last night, like, wow, everything that I hoped that we could accomplish, we've accomplished, right? So moving forward, Two Roads Leadership, thank you so much for your trust, encouragement, information, collaborations, time, the Learn, See, Give sessions. Trust me, you go out to our other sister service counterparts and teammates such as the Marines up and down this island, the Army here at Torrey, and just share, right, the gift of coaching. And so for Two Roads Leadership, Flatter Leadership Academy, I believe they recently changed their name to. Thank you. I mean, I can't say that enough. Thank you for giving us, again, the gift of coaching and also educating us so that we can encourage and inspire others to grow with this gift. So I'll go back to go forwards, right? So we started speaking here, not with the Happiness Studies Academy, but we started talking about Talent Smart. Then we rolled into the Happiness Studies Academy. I'm over here sweating like I did something. I'm telling y'all I ran up these stairs. Happiness Studies Academy, and then Two Roads Leadership. We also got Free Period Press. That team arms us up with our journals, our self-care journals, our books, our habits calendars, right, that we've been sending out and giving away. So we, at these briefings or seminars, I always pay attention to the folks who are the most engaged. And what does that mean? The folks who are really paying attention to what we're speaking about, the folks who are really into it, the people who, when I start talking about certain points or aspects of these concepts in the lesson, I see them light up, right? You got me. That's what I look for. I had to grab some tissue because like that running up the stairs, boy, I'm over here sweating. So those are the people I look for, right? And I look for them in the room and the people that are engaging and asking questions, or the ones who are volunteering their time during the seminar. Like, hey, I got a response for that and it's profound, or it's something that they really pulled from a space of vulnerability. Like, that's the person who we give our journals to. Now imagine me teaching a class called The Undervalued Art of Self-Care. And while I'm teaching the undervalued art of self-care, I'm also giving out journals. They're self-care journals from Free Period Press. Imagine teaching emotional intelligence habits. And then when people are engaged and into the course and that person is lit up, I'm able to hand them at the end of the course a habits calendar from Free Period Press. I mean, it's amazing how all these things came together last year. I didn't make it up. I didn't go and like seek anyone. It came, right? It was like, wow, this ties into this. let me reach out to this team. And Laura and the team from Free Period Press, thank you for your support, trust, encouragement, shipping and arming me up with these things to be able to give those gifts back to people who attend and changing lives. You're a part of this journey now. You are a part of this journey, and you're stuck with me. So thank you so much for your love this last year. And whatever happens next, you've been a part of that. So thank you, Free Period Press. I can't and will never, and I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to trainerswarehouse.com, right? So you mentioned all of these companies that have been a part of this growth and these movements over the past year and moving into this year as well. And Trainers Warehouse, Miss Landay, I can't tell you how amazing your tools and the opportunities to test those items and go out and showcase. Yeah, think about it, guys. I'm teaching emotional intelligence, and I have a thumb ball that correlates with the lesson. So before we even jump into it, I'm throwing this ball around. It's getting people's brains moving, flowing, and the conversation started, right? And I gotta stay on time. So I'm gonna tell you what we do. Like, I'm going to literally give 15 minutes to this. So imagine 15 minutes of conversations going on around the room, not about, and I'll tell you the basics because it's always the same. Any seminar you've ever been to, any military, professional military environment or thing, it's always the icebreakers like, my name is Sam. I was born in Kentucky, 2 kids. My background is blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, that's boring. Sorry, guys. That's the way we used to do things. The way we do things now, I don't need to know everything about you. I just want to know some cool things about you. Like, hey, guys, we're going to throw this ball around. We're not going to do an everybody in the room intro. We're going to throw this ball around to this large group and just get some cool, profound answers so people can get an idea who's sitting to the left and to the right of them. That is the cool stuff, right? So we get this ball, which correlates with the course, which correlates to the seminar and starts triggering thought before the course even starts. So I love that. Trainerswarehouse.com. Also, they're going to ship out some other items for us to try out during our activity phase, right? So in between each seminar or during the seminar, do you have times for breaks and activities? You got to build them in. You got to build those things in. So some people are tactile. They got to be a part of it, right? That's why you see me with the boom, boom, clap when I'm teaching, and everybody loves that because they feel like they're a part of the lesson. So being able to provide activities and thoughtful activities, right? Which Free Period Press and Trainers Warehouse is who we're speaking about right now, trainerswarehouse.com. They've created these activities for people to actually put their thoughts into it. Minds, you got to work together. You got to be a team player, not just team building, but getting to know the people next to you, right? And I love the concept. Again, these things come. I was in a different class, and I saw someone using the tools, but I saw the way they used it, and I was like, you can do so much more. That's me. I'm not judgmental. This is me thinking this in my mind. I didn't say this to that person. This wasn't the feedback, but I realized, wow, that's a great concept, but you can do so much more with that. I want that. This was 3.5 years ago. I want to say 3 years ago. And then my journey started, right, where I'm out teaching it. And so I reached out to the team and said, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. Next thing you know, I got this big bag of thumb balls, and I'm out there figuring out which one correlates with the class, and I'm having a blast. So to the team at Trainers Warehouse, I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And all of the teams that we mentioned, I'll go back to go forward, right? So we started with speaking on Talent Smart. Thank you. The Happiness Studies Academy. Thank you. Free Period Press, thank you. Flatter Leadership Academy, thank you, which is also Two Roads Leadership. And last but not least, trainerswarehouse.com, thank you. Guys, whatever happens next is because of you. You trusted me, you encouraged me. So far, you shouldn't encourage me. You trusted me, and you have me armed up to go out and deliver. And with that being said, that's my promise to you. Whatever happens next, I'm going to go out there and deliver, like I plan to do with the rest of this show. 78.6 FM, positive vibes with Winsome. If you're just tuning in, we've been just doing our gratitude segment, saying thank you to everyone who has been a part of this journey up to this point. We got a whole lot of cool stuff to talk about after the break. You are loved, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. If you're tuning in, stay tuned. We'll be right back. 78.6 FM, positive vibes of Winston. We are back. Just wanted to make sure we got back on time because I'm excited. I was running up the stairs. The elevator was taking too long. I was already coming from the other side of the island. I was like, woo, 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 woo. Had to get up here and get in this chair. And the first segment was our gratitude segment. Second segment, I'm going to bring it down, right? I'm going to slow down a little bit because I know we have folks listening in from all over, and not everybody, English is their first language, right? So I'm going to slow down what I'm saying a little bit in the cadence, not the information, just the cadence, right? I got to check myself because I got to remember where I am. AFN, I can speak a little faster. Here, I need to slow down because I love this community, and there are people who tune in to hear the cadence of my English and how I speak and what I'm saying. That's why I check my words. I'm very careful. I'm very deliberate and very loving when I'm on the air. 78.6 FM, positive vibes with Winsome. We are talking about some cool stuff today. We had the gratitude segment, right? Also, I had a post. I had put it on Facebook, and I ended up pulling it back. The photo I was going to use was kind of AI-ish, so I decided not to go with it. But I love the message, so I just want to kind of capture down on some of the things I had posted. I'll start with saying, prioritize your well-being. And I covered down with the Happiness Studies Academy and the categories, and should I say the components of the SPIRE model that really are talk about your whole person well-being, which is also known as your whole being, right? So one of the comments that I really put out there, and I pulled that post back again, is recognize that taking care of yourself isn't indulgent. Taking care of yourself is not indulgent. It's essential for maintaining balance and resilience in life's challenges. So prioritizing your well-being. Remember what we talked about earlier, your spiritual, your physical, intellectual, relational, and emotional. Taking care of those things and understanding how significant each and every one of those items are is a game changer, right? It really is. If you really think about it, if your well-being is your priority, you are going to be the best version of you. That means you can be the best version of you for others that need you. That means no matter what challenges you're facing, when other people see you champion those challenges or champion whatever you're trying to accomplish, you're inspiring others as well while you are growing. Again, slowing down the cadence. The better you is better for everyone, right? Prioritizing these things. We talked about this in class, and I do this often. And I go around the class and I say, what is your number one, sorry, I'm drinking my water. What is your number one value? And I love this question, right? What is your number one value? And I give everyone my top three, right? And I say you can flip these in any order, but these are the three things, and I can say it confidently, right, that I value more than anything else. And the top two, family and time. Family and time. I switch those a lot because I know if I prioritize my time, it's the more time I can give back to family. Top two, always, anytime, anywhere, top two. Time, family, time. I pay attention to what time I wake up in the morning, to what I do with my time during the day, what time I leave my day job, what I do with my time after work, who I spend my time with, and what time I lay down on that pillow. I try to get the most out of every single day. And I realize the more time I give back to myself, the more time that I have to pour into others. My family. I talk about me and the kids, our designated time to play the video games every week together. Imagine that, you and four knuckleheads playing video games. Second, after that, talked about family. Making sure that I put time into the people that love me and show them that I love them too, love them back. And if you're someone who says you love me, right? Hey, Winston, I love you. You always hear me say I love you back. But I got to show you, and I got to have time to do that. I can't just say the words. My number three, and this is something that's very important to me, very powerful for me. It's peace. I don't do drama. I don't. I mind my own business. Like you hear people, he was minding his own business. And no, but all jokes aside, I do not like drama. You can be the closest person to me, but if you have drama that's in your life and you're pouring that drama in my direction or throwing it my way, or what is the word I'm looking for, projecting it at me, I'm going to back away from you because I don't do drama. You got to sort that out. I'll be here to support you, but don't project it onto me. That's peace. And I think drama is what I said, but my number 3 value is peace. So I'll go back through the list for you. And I say this confidently with every class in any conversation when someone asks me about my values: family, time, and peace. What do you mean peace, Winsome? I just told you I don't do drama. If somebody is an inconsistent person, if their energy is all over the spectrum, I don't give them my time. That's one. Number 2, I don't argue and fight. I'm too old for that. I am too old to argue and fight. I'm not going to do it. You won't catch me in that. Next thing, I won't argue and fight. Too old for all that. And in addition to that, I find the people, places, and things that are going to bring me peace. Listen to what I'm saying on that. The people, places, and things that are going to bring me peace. So if you really value your peace, are you chasing those things that bring it to you? I talked about the very first time and how that frees me up for family. And I'm going to tell you how those things tie in to my peace. When I am at peace with who I am, when I am at peace with who I surround myself with, and when I'm at peace with the places I am at, that's energy that I'm able to give back to the family and the things that I love. Let me tell you again, it's kind of a circle of life for me. Those 3, that triad, right? I find peace. People. Can't do you if you're inconsistent. Can't hang around with you if you're negative. Won't do it. I was in a space. Let me I'll share a quick story. I was in a space on day before yesterday. It wasn't yesterday. I was in a place, an office, a section yesterday with 2 people that I interact with frequently, but I interact with them in different environments often. One person, really loving. Hey, Winsome, how you doing? Hey, hugs. Hey, calls me love, sweetie. Really sweet person. An older lady, one of my favorite people on the island in her space. And then I have this other teammate, really cool, call her sis. We talk about business and moves and stuff like that on this side of the island, like real cool. Now they now work in the same section. And let me tell you, I'm in the section, I'm working on a project with both of them. And so I'm listening to them interact with each other while I'm working on this on my laptop. And the tension was so thick. The drama, the sense of tension and contentment was so thick. I felt uncomfortable. Now, it takes a lot for me, right? I've been around a long time. It takes a lot for me to get uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable as I typed. I kind of felt like I was on eggshells. Like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to side with the wrong person. I got to be neutral, but I don't want to be here. It was bad. And I'm a guy who I like to try to mitigate, mediate, and be. But on that moment and in that moment, I was like, I'm uncomfortable. Someone said a word, like a very bad word. And I was like, hey, it takes a lot for me. But I was like, hey, that doesn't even sound like you. I said this. I said, are you okay? That don't sound like you. And, she kind of gave a sigh like, that's not you. It's, right? But it brought her completely out of character. And I'm going to tell you, for me, and protected my peace, I closed my laptop, I gave them both hugs, and I rolled out. I said, I can't do this. I do this from my office, my desk. I came over here thinking it's going to be an environment I can get away from all the hustle and bustle of my other job, and I can come here for a second, knock this out with you because it has to do with you, and roll out. But I know that was a bad place for my energy and my peace, so that's not a place I'm going to frequent. I understand it individually and one-on-one, these people are amazing. But in the same room at the same time, they're beefing. So that's not an environment I'm going to put myself in. Oh, y'all two together? Nah, not till y'all sort that out. Somebody in this room needs to sit down with someone and get a mediator. That's how I felt. Now, was that my role at that time? No. I came over there on a mission, and no matter how big my heart is, there's some things that I know for my peace and my reality and my time, this isn't the time or place for this. If they call on me, if I have to come and speak on this situation, I will. But right now, I need to get back because I have something in front of me presently that I need to knock out for this team. Separate myself. Hit them up individually on the sides, checking on you. Just checking on you. But I realized I needed to protect my peace and get out of there. A lot of people want to be superheroes. Sorry, bruh. It's not me. I'm not trained for that, right? I am. You come see me one-on-one, I will stop time for you. But as being a mediator, a mitigator in a situation that's not mine, that's not my responsibility. I love you, and I will be here. But I'm not going to go over there and try to keep up for everybody. I stopped doing that years ago when my hairline left. I'm just going to be honest with you. Hairline was here, and I was trying to be everybody's superhero. Now it's gone, right? Now I'm just a loving old man that's always there. Doors always open, but I'm not trying to fight every fight. That's me protecting my peace. That's me growing and learning how to pick and choose my battles. What do you value? I value family. I value my time. And not just my time, but other people's. Even in a class, if I feel like I'm going over, I'll be like, hey, guys, I have so much more to give you, but I can't because I value your time, and I told you I was going to have you here until X time. So what I do now is I pay close attention to it. I got the big clock. I'm like, okay, let me see. This is what it is. Sometimes I have somebody in the room to make sure that they check me on time. Give me a sign, right? Because I value people's time as well as my own. I want you to value mine, so I'm going to value yours. Listen to what I say again, and I'm going to break it down to you, my top 3, and I ask you, what are yours? Me, family, time, and peace. And I build my world around that. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes with Winsome. We'll be right back after this break. .6 FM, Positive Vibes with Winsome. We were talking about prioritizing your well-being. And I was speaking on how to surround that prioritization with the things that you value the most. Now, your well-being, of course, those are what we speak on, right? And the way that we teach it is your whole being, whole person well-being, your whole being, which again, spiritual, physical, intellectual, relational, and emotional well-being. How do you feed into those things? I covered down on also paying attention to the things that you value and building your world around that, protecting your peace. Oh my goodness, that's my number 1 or number 3 value. What's yours? Your 1, 2, and 3. If you're listening in, what do you value the most? And I tell stories often, right? When I'm teaching about going to these summits and sitting down and listening to leaders and telling leaders, hey, open up your book and show me how you have these things built into your schedule. Because everybody brings a little planner or they got the little digital planner. Show me how these things that you say are important to you are built in to your schedule. Things that you say you truly care about and that you value. Show me. Don't tell me. Because everybody will say what sounds good, right? Show me. All right, and we move on to quiet. And I'm going to read this to you because, of course, these aren't scripted, but I like to make sure you guys understand where this thought process is coming from, right? So we talked about prioritizing your well-being. This piece right here is going to be embracing the quiet moments. I'm slowing down my cadence for our listeners here in Okinawa, Yomatan, right? Embrace the quiet moments. In a world filled with noise and distractions, cherish the quiet moments that allow you to reconnect with yourself and to find inner peace. So on this one, I had a picture of a guy sitting on the beach in the yoga gear, and he's staring at the sunset, cherishing the quiet moments. And I'm going to tell you, some people are very uncomfortable in those quiet moments. It's kind of like when I'm coaching, right? And the way that Florida Leadership Academy has taught us, the ICF, is making space for that quiet time, like making sure that you understand that pause is okay. You don't have to force words in. And that's how I started looking at life and approaching those quiet moments, like embracing and really truly savoring these moments without speaking into it, without saying a word. Give you an example, watching the sunset. Now, there's a lot of people that do it just to say they did. I stayed out and I watched the sunset today. But did you appreciate the sunset? Did you sit there on your phone and you're texting friends while the sun was going down in front of you? Or you trying to take pictures of the water and the people to post it? Or did you actually sit there, cherish those moments, and savor that sunset? Now, I'll tell you, there's been a lot of times this week, and I did it purposefully. There's been a lot of times this week where I just went to different spots that are beautiful in this island, and I left my phone in the car. I'm not taking pictures today. This is for me to take it in, right? I love taking pictures. If you guys know me, I like capturing moments, but I found this spot. I can go back. It may not be the same sunset, but it's going to be another one. So I went out and I found this spot down in Gala here in Yomatan, right? Gala. And it's in between the place I love to eat and the lighthouse. So it's a cool little spot in between Tabi's and the Zampa Lighthouse. And you can turn your car and drive down this little hill. It's one of the beaches, and it takes you to the bottom of this little hill, and it kind of opens up at the bottom to an opening where you can see the water. There's like a brick stepping in front of you to keep you kind of keeping your car from going any further, but you can see the water as far as the eyes can see. And the sunset, the sun is literally right in front of you. And imagine seeing that scene and being able to take that in. And as I'm parked there in my car, another car pulls up behind me and 3 guys get out. And they walk around my car, and I'm watching them just sit there. They take their food out, and they're eating sandwiches, and the other guys drinking a soda, and they're just taking in the sunset. No phones, no cameras, just taking it in, hanging out, connecting with each other, talking, right? And I sat in my car, and I just watched their experience. And they're younger than me. They had to be probably in early 20s or late teens. They were just taking it in, which is so unique and rare for folks that I grew up around. They can't just take in these moments together. They got to ruin it with something, right? But these guys, for the first couple of minutes, they just sat there, no words, eating, looking at the water. And a couple minutes later, one of them gets up. He starts walking around and putting his feet in the water, kicking the water. The other one is walking to the other side and drawing something in the sand, and the third guy is still sitting there just taking it in. And I realized that those are 3 different personalities enjoying the same scene in 3 different ways. One wanted to connect with the water. The other wanted to connect with the sand. The third wanted to take it all in. I thought it was beautiful to watch. Here I am sitting in my car looking at this view like it's a movie. not saying a word, not taking any video, any pictures, just taking it all in. And I said, man, time's going to fly. And I hope these same three can come here 10, 20 years from now and do the same thing differently. And remember this moment because they cherished it. They took it in. They savored it together. Especially that third guy who wasn't moving. He's watching his friends, watching the water, watching indirectly what the sun was doing to the water and the reflection that was being cast. It's beautiful. So if you haven't been down and found these spots for yourself here on this island or even here in Yomitan, the beautiful locations that we have just to sit there and reflect, sit there and be mindful, be present in those moments. Please, please, please do that. This is one of the most beautiful places in the world. I'm going to say that again. Okinawa is one of the most beautiful places in the world. And we have a chance and opportunities to really enjoy and take it all in. And we sometimes take that for granted when we have, what do you call that, day jobs that are very challenging. It's kind of hard to separate yourself and actually take all this in, but it's still here. And for now, it's still just as beautiful as it was the day I arrived. 78.6 FM, positive vibes with Winsome. I'm looking outside, and it looks like they painted the sides of these mountains. Let me show y'all a little view that I'm seeing out there. You see that over there to the left by the light post, that green? I don't know if that's grass or if that's paint. That looks a little greener than usual. Usually looks like dirt over there. So there must be something going on. Something's being built around here. There's a lot of new movement, development in our area. There's something when I'm leaving my apartment going down towards Zampa now. I see it's beautiful construction. I don't know if there's an apartment building that's being set or some sort of viewpoint. I don't know. I got to look at the sign and do the translation, but something is really cool being built over there. And the designs are amazing. And I started seeing a more modern design for houses around here, which is beautiful. I think the housing I saw was like Panasonic housing. I really started looking into it because I'm like, whoa, these designs are cool, right? I'm just from the outside. I want to see what it looks like on the inside. So a lot of wonderful development here in Yomitan, and I can't wait to see over the next year how it builds up. And it's very subtle. It's not like we do in the States where we ruin beauty with ideas, right? Sometimes you have a beautiful landscape and somebody just wants to throw a mall on it or throw a hotel on it, right? It's not like that here. It's really beautiful and it's subtle to where let me just pick and choose what I want to build on and leave everything else to nature still. And that's why I love Yomitan the most out of all the locations to have chosen to live is being here. Everything is beautiful. It's still very, you can choose how you want to live in the areas here, right? In this village is wonderful. And I chose to be out here away from a lot of what we call American village, whereas a lot of Americans in that area, young and old. And I didn't want to be around. I wanted to actually immerse myself in this community, immerse myself in this village and be a part of where I live. And it's important to me, community. I get the little ones that get to come visit, and I can't wait for them to see this. And the little things mean a lot to me. I don't even know how this happened, but as I'm sitting there watching the water and the three guys I'm talking about, you see the wildlife, right? I remember being over at, what's the base here, Torii Station, and watching fish jump in and out of the water. Jumping fish. I'd never seen that in my life, right? I've seen dolphins do that. I've seen baby whales jump in and out of the water. I got to see that for the first time when I was in Cabo, I believe it was. But seeing that here, the little fish jumping, and I've only seen that in National Geographic videos, right? So to see the wildlife here and is crazy. Not all of it is fun for me. I don't do roaches and I don't do large spiders, but you're going to get that seasonally here out and about. But I'll tell you, this is one of the most beautiful places in the world. When I leave here today, I plan to go take that in and go to my normal spot. And if you guys know me, 78.6 FM, positive vibes with Winsome. I'm always at the Zampa Lighthouse. Those folks know me now. I'm always buying out the calendars and things for giveaways during my seminars, right? So I'm going to go there today and to kind of take that in. Again, it's been a while since I really just went to the top. It's been pretty crowded, so I've been hanging out around the bottom. But it's been a while since I've been up to the top, and I'm planning on doing that today. It's been about 2 weeks, and just go stand up there for a little while and kind of reflect on what's going on in my life, the wonderful opportunities that have presented themselves. I don't have my glasses on today, so if you see me, it may look like I'm straining. I'm okay. I just didn't bring my glasses. That's what I plan to do with the rest of my Saturday. Tomorrow, I got to do my chores, right? Still adults, but we have chores to do here. I love going here and using the laundromat and hanging out there till my clothes are done, going to the gym sometimes while they wash and come back. It's just home. Home. And I said all this, right? We talk about the quiet times. And a lot of those things that I just mentioned to you, I'm at space with myself. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm giving myself my time back. I'm reflecting. Sometimes I'm listening to motivational speakers or music that brings me life, but I really am being mindful and in the moment and present. I'm not thinking too far ahead, and I'm not going backwards and thinking about the previous week or weeks or years. I'm just really focused and in on the moment, and Saturday is my day to do that. I read something that said, presence is a gift, right? Being able to be at peace and find quiet and being in love with the person that you're alone with when it's just you. And that's what I've tried to learn to do over the past couple of years, is really learn to be in love with the person that I'm in love with when it is just me. That's that self-love journey. And I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything when I'm speaking on this piece. And going back to it, if you guys didn't hear when we started, it's embracing the quiet moments. Allowing yourself to reconnect with yourself and find inner peace. I've been trying to master that. And there are a lot of people, places, and things that will try to distract you from that. But you have to find your center. And I know this sounds corny. You got to find your center. You got to find those things and those places that bring you peace. And I can say lighthouse all day, but when it's raining outside or when the lighthouse is closed, what do? I have other places or other things that I do. I can still bring that quiet space and peace back to myself. And if you haven't done that, you haven't created that, it's a form of informal mindfulness. To disconnect, to reconnect, to find that space to be present, to do some of that self-reflection journey, who you are, how far you've come, what you've already accomplished, what you've already beat, the odds, the challenges, those hurdles, reflection, not reliving, but reflecting on how far you've come, who you are, how beautiful your story has been, how beautiful you are as a person. Imagine that. Taking that time to appreciate, to love, and care for yourself in that quiet time and space while you are evaluating and appreciating your peace. We'll be right back after this break. 78.6 FM. This is the wrap up, right? We're going to close it out. Talk about some of the things we've been discussing. I just kind of want to go back, right, to make sure that I don't miss anything. So we started off talking our gratitude segment. Every week I do the same thing. Start off with gratitude. You got to say thank you, right? So the same way you start your day. You start your day off with gratitude. It makes the whole day better. You start your session off, like my segment off with gratitude. It makes me feel good about making sure I recognize those folks and those teams that have been backing us this entire time. I don't have my glasses, so forgive me if it looks like I'm straining, because I am. I start off with saying basically prioritize your well-being. And then last segment, we talked about embracing the quiet moments. This one I want to talk about, setting boundaries. Watch this. Learn to say no to things that drain your energy and prioritize activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Setting boundaries is an act of self-care that protects your peace and preserves your strength. Let me say that again. Setting boundaries is an act of self-care that protects your peace and preserves your strength. Now listen to me when I say that. I talked about this earlier, right? Protecting my peace, and my peace is one of my top 3 values. So setting boundaries should be easy for you if you value peace and giving yourself strength. Now listen to me, when you allow people to take advantage of you in your boundaries and things that you've said in your life, then you're never going to truly have control of your life, because you're giving people power over you and your time and your peace. So I said, learn to say no to things. That's my favorite. Learn how to say no. If you care about me and I care about you and we talk often, you know I'm always telling people, and you've heard me tell you this, why'd you say yes to that? Come on, man. Why'd you say yes to that? Now, I had a teammate that literally invited me out to get nails done today, right? Hey, after the show. Now, first of all, the person's supposed to be on the show. It's not here. Hey, after the show, let's get our nails done. So I'm like, cool. All right, bet. Nails done. Let's do it. And then later in the week, it's, hey, I may not be able to get my nails done or be on the show because I'm supposed to be hanging out with friends. All right, cool. Bet. That's what's up. The next is, hey, I got to push the nail appointment back because X, Y, and Z. And at this point, I'm like, it's not that big of a deal, right? Like, cool. I got you. Do your thing. And I said, I can't do that time because after I leave the show, you guys know me. I have things I like to do. And this person was like, well, it kind of got on that person's skin that I wasn't budging or adjusting and picking on that time that they had set for this. My boundaries, my time, my plans matter too. Point of that entire discussion. When you understand and you're taking your power back in your life and you understand how precious your time is, your decision making is affected as well. So my final response to that was, hey, no thank you. I'm good. Enjoy your day. Not because I was being bitter, not because I was being angry, not because I was being facetious. It was literally, I don't have the energy for that. I already have other things I could be doing with my day, and I don't have the time to be dealing with the inconsistent scheduling and timing and all over the placeness. For my boundaries, I need some sort of structure, right? This is what I'm doing from 11 or 10 to 11. I'm in the booth. From 11 to 1, I'm at the lighthouse. From 1 to 3, I'm either going to be starting my chores early, writing a lesson plan, or relaxing. Listen to me. That is how I do it. Because guess what? I started early today. I hit the gym. After the gym, I came to the station, ran up these stairs sweating from the other side. Right? Y'all saw me when I came in here. After this, if I was going to go to the lighthouse, I still would have had time to go to the lighthouse and get my nails done. Toenails. I ain't did that since my daughter. So I was being very generous to give that time to a friend. But when you change that, now you're eating into my plans and my schedule and what I have built for me. So I politely declined. It's called boundaries. No. And you can say it lovingly. You can do it lovingly. I'm okay. No, thank you. Have a good time. That person may not appreciate it, may not respect it, may not like it, however.com. If that is what's important to you and it is within your boundaries and because you are protecting your boundaries, do it. Come from a place of love, and you don't have to feel bad about it. I'm telling you, it works. 78.6 FM Yomaton. Positive vibes and winsome. Set boundaries. Learn how to say no to the people, places, and things that are not good for you, that are not good for your mental health, that are not good for your physical health, that are not good for your emotional health. Those people that are toxic. We use that word so frequently that's kind of hard to decipher who's toxic and who's just got issues. Listen to me. Toxic people will drain you. Toxic people will bring you into that toxic world. Toxic people, when you go into an office, a team, or not a team, an office, an environment, and you can be on 10 energy-wise. That person will bring you down to a 3. Listen to me. They'll take a positive energy and flip it and have you feeling mad at the world when you leave. That is a toxic person. It's a person that no matter how you try to approach it, no matter where you're coming from, a place of love, a place of care, they will flip it on you and have you feeling bad about your life and about situations and things that you shouldn't be. That is a toxic person. Toxic energy. Learn to say no. Hey, man, you can come out and hang out with us, man. Come to gate 2. It's okay to do this A, B, and C just one time. No, not if it's not good for you. Not if it doesn't align with your values. Not if it doesn't align with things that are important to you. Listen to me. I'm on the book, writing a book right now. My favorite place to be is a cafe just so I can type. So somebody's telling me, hey, come and do A, B, and C. What you're offering to me has to be more important than what's in front of me. I'm going to give time to friends. I'm going to give time to family. But if you're offering up a specific time, it has to be more important than what I already had allotted for that time. Not out of a nicety. No, then we can adjust, right? Hey, let's try a different time because my set schedule, my set time, my boundaries, my goals, my vision, my heart is here. So if you're offering something up, it has to be just as powerful or more powerful than what I'm already doing, already focused on. Let me tell you, if you already have it's the craziest thing. If you have a friend who's ambitious, if you have a friend who's disciplined, and if you have a friend who has a dream, a vision that they're fighting for, then what you offer up has to be just as big. Listen to me. They tell us, people who are ambitious and are fighting for something, they tell you, surround yourself with people who are just as ambitious as you. Now, let me tell you something, or more ambitious than you, or fighting for something greater than you, because guess what? You're going to feed from that person. You're going to learn from that person, and you're going to grow by being around those people. So if you're trying to be where I'm at and do things that I'm doing, guess what? I'm fighting for that tomorrow. So what you're offering to me has to be aligning or has to align with what I'm fighting for. And if it doesn't, that means you're taking me away from what I'm fighting for. And if it's toxic, I don't need it. And I'm going to say no, and I'm not going to surround myself with it. Listen to me, if this is you. You have to fight for your tomorrow. You have to fight for your vision, your goals, your dreams. You have to fight and learn to say no to the things that are not good for you. You have to learn to say no to those people, places, and things that are not going to help you grow. They're not going to help you get to where you're trying to be. That are not set up to help push you forward. Those things that are pulling you back, those things that are holding you back, you have to learn to say no. That is what boundaries are. And it's not about, oh, I didn't want to hurt that person's feelings, or, oh, I just going to try one time just to make them feel good. No, because guess what? You just gave up something that was probably very important to you. It could be time, it could be a project, it can be a mission, it could be a goal, it can be a vision. And if you're allotting that, then that has to be just as powerful. And if it's not just as powerful or more powerful, and it's not propelling you forward, really think about it and ask yourself, why am I saying yes to this? That is the game changer. That is the difference maker. You are loved, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. 78.6 FM, positive vibes and winsome. We'll be back next week. Take care.